Jesse Owens and Secretariat.
I already know where this is about to go. Let's start here from the beginning, okay? Secretariat is the greatest thoroughbred racehorse in history. But it's a tough hill to climb to beat the legendary Jesse Owens, Murph.
It is, especially since I am philosophically opposed to, pitting an animal versus a human in this bracket. So, for me, while acknowledging the greatness of Secretariat, I get it. This is a no-brainer. It's got to be Jesse Owens.
I'm with you on that one, Murph. It's got to be the Buckeye Bullet advancing to our Elite Eight. I know you're happy because we're moving on from the horse.
All right. Glad I didn't have to argue that one anymore. Next up, Walter Payton versus Hank Aaron, one of the greatest running backs against the man who broke Babe Ruth's home run record.
This one's tough. The first jersey I ever had was a Walter Payton jersey, and he's a special athlete, close to my heart. But I think Aaron has him by like a hair.
Or maybe even a little bit more. I agree.
Okay.
Henry Aaron, moving on.
Our next matchup is Pele, the great soccer legend, versus Kareem Abdul-Jabbar. Now, I'm going to tell you right now, it's almost impossible to judge these two, but that's our job. So let's get to it.
It is indeed. And while we may have a bias towards our American sports heroes, we have to recognize that Pele was the Babe Ruth of soccer, right? He was known throughout the world. So we have the greatest soccer player ever against one of the greatest hoop players ever. That's pretty telling, right? The greatest versus one of the greatest. I got to go with Pele.
I see what you did there with the whole one of versus the greatest. I saw what you did there, little three-card Monty. But I'm going to disagree with you on this one. I happen to think Kareem is in the argument for the greatest center in basketball history. Hello, most total points scored. He was so great that in college, they changed the rules to outlaw dunking because of him. It just wasn't fair. He was too good. He was a winner, too. I'm with Kareem. Hey, Farzi, tell me you're with me on this.
Another tough one, and it really pains me to say this because I'm certainly not a soccer guy, but I am a little bit of a football guy, if you get the international drift there, and nobody tops Pele, most goals ever, youngest to win a World Cup. I got to go Pele over Kareem. Sorry, deal with it.
Yes. No, we're going to disagree on that one. But here's your answer, Pele. Let's move on to the great Bill Russell versus Carl Lewis. Let's talk Russell for a second. Phenomenal athlete, we all know that, but it was his understanding of the game and the people who played it that also set him apart.
The psych out was very essential to you. I think you were probably one of the masters at that.
The master.
The master, okay. Who would be second?
I don't know, a lot of runner-ups.
All right, so Russell was not shy about his talents, and deservedly so, but he's facing someone who is considered one of the greatest Olympic athletes ever in Carl Lewis. So, what do you think?
Look, I'm a big Russell fan, but as far as individual talent goes, it has to be Lewis. Why? You think about the gold medals, 9. I'd put him in the top 4 Olympic champions ever.
All right, by the way, Russell was also a gold medal winner in the 1956 Olympics and unsurprisingly was captain of that team, 5-time NBA MVP, and as he pointed out, a master of the psychological game. Once he said the idea isn't to block every shot, it is just to make your opponent think you might block every shot. For me, I'm going with Bill Russell.
I see that. Impasse.
Guys, like I said, these keep getting harder and harder when you toss it to me here. I got to go with you, Wes. I got to say that Carl Lewis is the athlete to go to.
Boo.
Whoa, Murph, how do you boo an American legend? Unless you're booing me. That's understandable. I get it.